we begin with an upon further review of sorts, if only because it is a news headline from the biggest game that we had on Saturday. Marcus Freeman, as we were discussing Ohio State's 17-14 win against Notre Dame in South Bend, the 10 men on the field situation was just, there were 10 men, we kind of discussed it. And then we had a little bit of Marcus Freeman's explanation that we were able to relay, but we weren't really able to dig into this. So if you have not gone back to check it, obviously on the game-winning touchdown, Chip Trainum up the middle with 1 second remaining, or 10 men on the field. There was not a fourth defensive lineman. And when you're talking about a short yardage goal-to-go situation, being down defensive lineman is not ideal. What do we make of how Marcus Freeman has described how it unfolded?
Well, hold on. First of all, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, we're all here. It's an odd explanation. It feels like the kind of explanation you get from a coach who's trying not to, call out one of his coaches or anybody else on the staff publicly, but like, we didn't want to take the penalty. We didn't have any timeouts. Like, this was the game. The half a yard you might have lost due to the penalty was, maybe you could argue like that half yard was the difference because they did nearly stop him. It was a very close play. But man, you can't have 10 guys on the field. That is just bad execution. It's bad communication. And for a game in which Notre Dame played well for the most part and had a very good chance to make a statement with a big win over Ohio State, for it to come down to that, where it's like, okay, you know what? Ohio State probably still scores there, even if there are 11 guys in the field. It's not hard to get a half yard in this game. But the fact that you could point to it as easily as you can and have all of us discussing it like we are right now is just, it's not a good look. And it's a big mistake in a big spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge tactical blunder. I watched his explanation, and he did say that he did not want to give Ohio State a free shot at it, which basically means if Ohio State had hurried up and snapped the ball as the defender's running onto the field and they score, the flag's thrown, you decline the penalty. If they don't score, they get to line up and try it again. The proper thing to do here, though, if you hadn't taken off your headset, like the video clearly shows them doing, as the Notre Dame players appear to be waving to the sideline like, hey, we're short a man, is to have the guy ready to run in after from the booth. You're being told on the second down, hey, we're short a man. If Ohio State looks like they're trying to hurry up, you don't send him, right? If they clearly are kind of moseying back to the huddle and looking over to the side like they were, then he's got to go and he's got to sprint in there. Like, that was poor situational preparedness by Notre Dame, and it lost them the game, basically. Like, I'm not saying Ohio State would not have scored.
Right?
Yes, that's the
yeah.
most egregious part of it.
They were 10 men for 2 plays.
Right.
Ohio State's coaches in the booth probably saw that, and I was like, wait, like, that's a natural bubble to run the football. If Ohio State had a timeout, we would have never gotten to the third down because the quarterback's just going to audible to some kind of run. That's a natural run bubble. You're scoring pretty easily. Like, Notre Dame defended that play extremely well for the fact they only had 10 men on the field. But yeah, that was a huge blunder. And,
coaching experience matters.
Yeah.
Situational experience. On the flip side, look at how Ohio State knew they could take a shot. There was 7 seconds. Like, they took the one shot, the pass, because they could get 2 shots at it. You just saw a pretty, a stark contrast. I do, like Tom alluded to, I give Marcus Freeman a ton of credit for standing up there, coming up with an excuse. Probably someone is on that sideline that is assigned to make sure what rotation is in, who's supposed to be in there. And for him to stand up, I do give him credit for that, but it should be criticized, and I'm sure Notre Dame fans are upset about it, but it was completely mismanaged at the end of the game.
I mean, he was a G5 coordinator as late as 2020. Like, this guy does not have a lot of big-time coaching experience at the high level. Like, he's learning on the job. This is the risk you take when you hire a guy with this little experience.
Do they play with 11 guys on defense at the G5 level?
You do.
I don't know if that really factors into this one. This was just a dumb mistake.
Yeah. We're not trying to fire Marcus Freeman.
The lack of experience.
Right.
Yeah. I love him.
There's some Notre Dame fans who want to fire him right now.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's great for the program. I think he'll be fine. I think he can recruit. I think he's a great. I actually think there's a chance he goes to the NFL. Like if they can get to the place where there are 10, 11 wins knocking on the door of the playoff, I think he's an NFL caliber candidate, but you're seeing on the job training is what you're seeing happen. And you saw it, unfortunately, come back to bite him. Would it made the difference? Maybe, maybe not, but it's a blunder that unfortunately for him played out on the national stage.
I think the bigger question is why didn't Ohio State go with the Bush push just to really troll and give the PTSD, because that was the same end zone, same exact situation. And that's exactly what I was thinking while watching. I was like, oh, come on, do like Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, do like USC, go with a Bush push here and win this game.
Did you guys watch what Washington State did with its Bush push?
Yes.
What specifically?
All right. So if you guys haven't seen this, right? So that they align double wing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get a regular defensive lineman on the goal line, relatively regular from Oregon State. Then they actually do like a quick motion to where they're both behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And
then
it forces Oregon State. Yeah. And then they push, which is great. And the next evolution of that is actually taking it and you basically run tight end around because you have natural down block angles.
Oh,
like
everybody is going to be
crash
into the middle expecting it. And so then you've got the counter.
Exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Especially if one of those wings that is now motioned like from, double tight set to basically like a inverted full house backfield type set to push, if they can handle the football at all, like it was pretty cool. I haven't seen teams motion to this, and that's a cool setup. Sorry, dude. I know it's upon further review. We can talk about neat stuff in this sport.
Do you guys think they should, like the NFL kicked around banning it? You think college football in general, like football in general, should look at banning it?
If I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm screaming ban the hell out of it.
Right, exactly. Yes. There's already enough rules that your favor offense. You need one more thing I got to worry about?
No, you shouldn't ban it. It's perfect. There's nothing dangerous about it that's any more dangerous than any other play. It's just impossible to stop. And this is I tweeted something about this yesterday. It's just one of these weird things. And again, we're getting off topic here. But football has been like a copycat sport for so freaking long that anytime somebody does anything that has success with it, there are like 50 more teams doing it the next week. The Eagles got to a Super Bowl damn near doing nothing else but the Jalen Hurts getting into the QB sneak on every short yardage situation to keep that offense on the field. And teams still aren't doing it with regularity. Like, I understand Jalen Hurts squats 500 pounds and he's a little different than most quarterbacks.
And their offensive line is like unique.
But offensive linemen are strong everywhere you go. And you look at the NFL again, like I saw yesterday, Buffalo, who has Josh Allen at quarterback in a 4th and 1, pretending they were going to go for it, has the tight end motion and get under center while Josh Allen and the running back are in shotgun center. Like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe this will confuse the other team. And then they don't snap the ball. Just put Josh Allen under center and run the QB sneak, stupid. Anyways, back to Notre Dame.
Well, listen, I like it because it is like football in the 1900s, right? Where you're just like slamming bodies together, fighting for every single yard, glorified rugby. So anything that's going to be a little bit of a throwback, I'll go ahead and take. I mean, let's bring back two-handed passes too, right? Like the Dr. Pepper challenge, but we're going to be doing that at the goal line. That's the next thing we see from Drake May. Forget the left-handed flip. Now we're just going to go two-handed chest pass on the way in.
Debo invented that, right?
Yeah.